Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Q&A with Mr. J, and today's episode is going to be about immigration groups in the 19th century and early 20th. So yes, Q&A with Mr. J is designed to answer questions that you have from class and maybe some that you might have forgotten to ask. So our first question that we have today is going to be, who was one of the first groups to immigrate into the United States during the 19th century? That would be the answer to that question would be in the 1840s when the Irish came here as a result of a famine. Their main crop, the potato, ended up contracting a disease called blight, and people could not eat, people could not sell them, people could not pay their rent, so people sold all of their goods that they had, all of their earthly possessions, and decided to come to America. However, they are not the only groups that have come. We had people from Russia, from Germany, from Italy, all over South, Central, and Eastern Europe coming during that time period. Pardon me. As far as immigration entry points, a question was posed, was Ellis Island the only place that immigrants entered America? The answer to that question, the quick answer to that question is no, it was not. Ellis Island was not the only place that people came to America. However, it was the most well-known immigration center. We did have places like Castle Garden in Boston, and we did have Angel Island, which is very ironically named, outside of San Francisco in California. We did have Castle Garden in Boston, and the ironically named Angel Island off of San Francisco in California that served as entry points other than Ellis Island for immigrants to come here. Castle Garden did take in people from Europe, while Angel Island took in people from Asia. As far as immigrants working during this time period, many of them, the question was posed, how many of them came and worked in the mining industry? As mining was very important to the United States at that point to keep the factories running and keep the factories producing things that people wanted to buy, and as well as produce things for people to construct buildings and bridges and things like that out of. The answer that I was able to come up with was about 468,000 immigrants that arrived here ended up coming and working in the mining industry. So they worked as breaker boys, they worked as people in the mines, they worked as people who delivered the coal to the different places. But again, the exact number would probably be different based on where you went. If it was in California, it might be a little bit lower. If it was in New York, it might be a little bit higher. So just to bring everything together and conclude, the 19th century had us witnessing the arrival of many, many groups of immigrants from all over the world, from Europe, Southern Europe, Eastern Europe, Central Europe, as well as from Asia, that came here to make a living, to come here to make money, to come here for a better life, as we said in class. The Irish were among the first people to come, and then people from Italy and Germany and Russia and all those other places in Southern, Central, and Eastern Europe came through places like Castle Garden in Boston, or through Ellis Island in New York, which was, again, open from 1880 to about 1954, and it is now a museum. We also had places like Angel Island where many Asians came to this country, and it was not a very pleasant place, as they stayed there for anywhere between 3 days and 3 years, maybe even more. And of course, we had just another point, which was the 468,000 immigrants approximately that came and worked in the mining industry to help America grow. If it were not for all of our immigrants that came in during that time period, this country probably would not be what it is today. So, I hope you have learned something from this. I hope I've answered some of your questions. We will be coming back again shortly with another episode. So keep those questions coming, keep learning, keep shining. I will see you in class next time.